Pokrovsk, Donetsk region. Ukrainian forces defending the eastern city of Pokrovsk report that sniper units from the Azov Brigade have successfully engaged small groups of Russian troops attempting to advance on motorcycles, highlighting the evolving tactics used in the battle for the strategic area. According to Ukrainian military sources, Russian forces have increasingly relied on fast-moving motorcycle units to probe defenses and attempt rapid breakthroughs along exposed urban and semi-urban routes. These units are intended to reduce vulnerability to drones while increasing speed and flexibility on the battlefield. In response, Azov Brigade snipers operating within Pokrovsk have reportedly focused on precision engagements, targeting advancing motorcycle troops as they enter the city's outskirts and key transit corridors. Ukrainian officials say these actions have disrupted assault attempts and slowed enemy movement, forcing Russian units to reconsider their approach. Military analysts note that the use of motorcycles reflects mounting pressure on Russian forces, including equipment shortages and heavy losses of armored vehicles. While motorcycles offer speed, they provide minimal protection, leaving riders highly exposed in contested environments such as Pokrovsk, where Ukrainian defenders have established layered observation and fire control. The fighting around Pokrovsk remains intense, with the city viewed as a critical logistical and defensive hub in eastern Ukraine. Ukrainian authorities emphasize that defensive operations are ongoing and that battlefield conditions continue to change rapidly. As with many frontline reports, independent verification of specific engagements remains difficult. However, the accounts underscore the increasingly adaptive nature of combat in eastern Ukraine, where both sides continue to adjust tactics amid prolonged fighting. Despite constant Russian pressure along virtually the entire front line, the situation changed at the beginning of 2026. The offensive is slowing down. Ukrainian forces are holding critically important positions and inflicting significant losses. So significant that the Russian army now has more dead than wounded and is forced to reduce its pace to minimize casualties. As of late January, Russian troops are occupying an average of 6.5 square kilometers per day. This is the lowest figure since April 2025, according to open-source data. The commander of Ukraine's Unmanned Systems Forces, Robert Brovdy, confirms this trend. Enemy losses have decreased because every advance is now more carefully weighed, which significantly slows the tempo. The ratio of more dead than wounded is telling. This is the result of precise strikes by video-guided drones and the professional training of Ukrainian operators. When you see a target, you don't miss. Akhmedov became known for sending mechanized columns into frontal attacks on fortified positions, with predictable results. This is his second dismissal in 2 years. He was removed as commander of the 20th Combined Arms Army in May 2024 for the same reason: catastrophic losses during attritional assaults near Vuhledar. Despite that record, he was awarded Hero of Russia in July 2025 and sent back to command the Pokrovsk offensive in October. His last operation, at the end of December 2025, saw a Russian column destroyed in the Dobropilya salient. 25 vehicles lost in a single engagement. Within weeks, he was sacked again. In recent weeks, Russian forces have intensified pressure in Zaporizhzhia Oblast, advancing along the shore of the Kakhovka Reservoir towards the settlements of Primorska and Stepnohirsk. As of 26 January, the Russians likely control part of the private sector and the third micro-district of high-rise buildings, which has effectively become a fortified area for them in the south of Stepnohirsk, though most of the high-rise buildings are already destroyed. OSINT researchers also record attempts by the enemy to infiltrate areas around villages to the northeast of the city. The Russians appear to be probing for weak spots in Ukrainian defenses, preparing for a further operation to envelop the Orikhiv defense node from the direction of Stepnohirsk and Huliaipole. Zaporizhzhia could become the fourth major Ukrainian city after Kharkiv, Sumy, and Kherson, under constant drone threat. What that means is already visible in Kherson, where Russian forces have turned civilian life into what residents call a human safari. Since mid-2024, Russian operators have used small FPV drones to track individual pedestrians, then drop explosives directly on them. The UN confirmed in October 2025 that these attacks constitute crimes against humanity. Russian pilots can see their targets on camera and deliberately choose civilians. The fiercest fighting continues around Pokrovsk and its surrounding towns, which have been Russia's main objective for several months. Over a few weeks in January, Russian units entrenched themselves in the western part of Pokrovsk, the industrial zone beyond the railway tracks, and advanced onto the northern outskirts through private housing and surrounding tree belts. Ukrainian units continue to defend the northern approaches to Pokrovsk and Mirnohrad, blocking Russian attempts to advance towards Hrishine and Rodinske. This prevents Russia from forming a new encirclement around the cities. The Russians are attempting to advance along railway lines, as they did during and after the offensive on Avdiivka. In neighboring Kostiantynivka, Russian forces continue to send waves of 1 or 2 soldier groups towards the Dacha area southeast of the city, and towards the Santurinivka district within the city itself. Ukrainian defenders, using drones to monitor Russian routes, are destroying enemy troops before they reach the outskirts. Near Huliaipole, now almost entirely in the gray zone, the enemy is trying to maintain constant assault pressure with small groups around the city. The front line here is porous. Russian troops are seeping into the rear of Ukrainian positions west of the city. On 24th January, Ukrainian forces captured a Russian assault group of 7 soldiers in the Huliaipole area. In the Kupiansk sector, Russian units are trying to break through to their encircled troops in the city center. Daily attacks along the right bank of the Oskil River have failed. Ukrainian forces report that clearing of Russian pockets in central neighborhoods is nearing completion. North of Kupiansk, on the Vovchansk section, the Russians have increased assault operations and made territorial gains. The enemy advanced in villages south of Vovchansk, a city which effectively no longer exists. Both Vovchansk and its surroundings are essentially a kill zone, where the enemy is forced to incur massive losses for any ground gained. The slowdown appears to reflect weakening after intense autumn offensives. The rate of recruitment of new contract soldiers into the Russian army is declining. Meanwhile, personnel losses from Ukrainian strikes, particularly from drones, are increasing. Russia is struggling to compensate.